Hey everyone, it's Nikki again. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be an update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows. It's the 5th update actually. And if you're wondering how it's January and already have like a 5th update posted, I started this project back last summer. I want to say it was August, so toward the end of the summer. I've been watching Rebecca Morgan and Too Much Tosh, and they were doing this project which was inspired by Alexi, and it was so interesting to me. Like, I wanted to start it in the new year, but like I got really excited just thinking about it, so I jumped into the project mid-year, and it's been really interesting learning how to pan eyeshadows in different ways, and I'm continuing the project on until the end of 2020. So it's kind of like a 15-month project pan. I don't know math, so it's probably like wrong. I don't know. Anyway, so I was really excited about this project, so I did jump in a little early, but I didn't want to just kind of pause after a few months and then start again. I just wanted to continue rolling into the new year. So here we are, update number 5, which is crazy. 16 months. So I did have some pretty good progress this last month, and I was a little nervous about it because I tend to, in the very busy times, just kind of do the same eyeshadow looks over and over again. So I was a little worried that I wasn't going to be able to pan as much this month because December, I'm sure everyone knows, is like a crazy time. I work in retail, plus like holidays, plus family, like it was crazy. So, however, I was pleasantly surprised at how much progress I was actually able to make this month. This summer, I hit pan in 5 out of the 6 shades of that color story, which was super exciting because I was a little nervous, like I said, about the holidays. So 5 out of 6 is pretty impressive if I'm saying so myself. But I have the information. Oh, and this is my new planner for 2020, by the way. Super cute. I picked it up at Target. Alright, so the first 2 I hit pan on the exact same day. So December 15th, smack dab right there in the middle of the month, I hit pan on 2 shades, and one was from the Morphe 35OS palette, and it was the very last shade in that palette. And if you are familiar with my Pan Those Eyeshadows project, you know, like this one has been featured multiple times throughout the project. And I've hit shade in 5 shadows from this palette now. I was joking that it was basically turning into a pan that palette. But the one that we were working on this month, and I think this rolled over from the month before, is this shade right here. And as you can see, there is a large pan large pan showing anyway on that one. Super proud of that. Go ahead and swatch that for you. These are so creamy. So there is such a pretty like coppery bronze shade. And the next one I hit pan on same day was the shade Delicious from the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. And that one also, it's really funny, it's the last shade in the palette. So it's this one right here. It's this beautiful navy. As you can see, I paired the the copper one with it quite often because there's some still on top of that pan. But this is a very like densely packed matte. It's really pretty, and I paired these 2 together a lot. So that's like one swipe, and as you can see, it is a little patchy, but I use it a lot to smoke it out, so it worked well, and you could build up that for sure. I probably shouldn't have wiped my hand off because I was going to try to build it up. I'm not going to do it. I feel like a lazy day for me. I just wanted to stay home, and then I decided I wanted to play with eyeshadows, so I'm only wearing eyeshadow, some lip balm, and still in my pajamas. I've not gotten out of my pajamas all day. So Delicious from the Jawbreaker palette, and I paired these together quite a bit, and as I said, the whole month of December I kind of wore the same looks over and over, so the fact that these 2 already had a good chunk of progress in them kind of helped with them hitting pan first, and then I paired them quite often together. So the shade from the Morphe palette, this one I used 11 times overall in this project, or since it's entered the project, And this shade Delicious I used a total of 13 times. So a fair amount of times, and that was, I'm pretty sure they both rolled in from last month. I don't remember. The next shade that I hit pan on came from another palette that was familiar in this project, is the Profusion Wonderlust palette, and it was the shade Splash. This one right here, it's very, very pretty blue. This one, it was actually pretty hard like on the surface of the pan, but as you kind of got through that first layer, it became a lot softer. I don't know if it's because I've had this one for actually I've only had it for almost a year and a half. So I don't know why it would be doing that so soon, but again, a very, very pretty shade. And that one I hit pan on 2 days later, so on December 7th, a total of 9 times during its rotation in this project. I did use it previously in the project, but I wasn't keeping tally on it then because it wasn't technically in the project just yet. But a total of 9 times, and I have to say it's really pretty. So I'm actually pretty happy that I've had multiple blues in this project so far and got a chance to kind of discover different ways to use them. It was announced December, so almost a month now, that the Pantone color for the year in 2020 is classic blue. So I imagine blue is going to be a really big trend in this next year. You're going to see a lot of things launching in blues, a lot of like fashion, makeup, all of that. So getting that chance to play with blue beforehand was a little bit of advantage, so that's kind of the fourth shade that I hit pan on is from the Soft Glam palette, and this one you can tell is well loved because of how disgusting it is on the outside. So it was on the 19th of December that I hit pan in the shade Glistening. And it's this corner. Now I did have the Soft Glam palette in this project previously, and it was the shade Mulberry that I hit pan on, so I did use Glistening quite a bit during that time, but since it was rolled into the project, I only used it a total of 4 times before I actually hit pan. I figured I would hit pan pretty quickly with this one if I used it more often. I didn't use it quite until like later into the month, but it was pretty thin. Like I could tell like by the dip of it that it was going to be really easy to hit pan on that one. This is actually Glistening swatched on the finger. And then that is Glistening. You can barely see on my skin. But it's actually really pretty. I think it's my lighting, honestly. Because in person it shows a little bit brighter. You can see those yellow tones of it a lot easier, and it looks really pretty next to that splash color. That I hit pan on in this project was from the Too Faced Natural Matte palette, and it was a shade Nude Gold. So this very pretty light pink, as you can tell right there in the very center. I don't know why. I think like a chunk of it fell off of it, because it's shaped really strangely in my opinion, because I was using it to set my eyes and all of the lids, so the fact that it's kind of concentrated there has me a little bit concerned, because I feel like the formula might be changing. It's already been 2 years since I've had this, so maybe the formula is starting to change, and I don't know if it's because it's scented. Maybe the powder's not lasting as long, because I don't know. It just has me a little concerned. So I'm going to continue to use it because I haven't seen anything else kind of weird about it, but definitely going to keep my eye out on this one. But it's a very light, almost white shade. Again, you can barely see it there. That's a little bit better. Barely see it on my wrist. A total of 13 uses during this project to hit pan on it. I think it was in here 2 months in a row. And it might have lasted a little bit longer if it hadn't been for that chip that came out. I feel like it broke out. So maybe I dropped it in my makeup bag or something. But I don't know. It just looks like a little strange pan to me. But those are the 5 shades that I hit pan on this project, which is pretty exciting, and I'm pretty happy with that progress. So moving on to the one shade I did not hit pan on, and that actually comes from the Tati Beauty. Oh no, it's like so dirty now. Ugh. The Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals palette. And it was the shade Metallic Story. So if you're not familiar with the palette, and I'm pretty sure she's going to announce that she's dropping a new palette soon in the next like few days or so. I'll get a little bit closer. So it's the same shade across and then different formulas of that shade, which I think is a really good idea. The one I had was this one right here, Story, and it's really pretty, and I only used it twice in this project. Oh, I went ahead and stuck my finger in the wrong one. But it's really, really pretty. I'm gonna put it across the side. Very easy to work with, gorgeous shade. But I only used it twice, and I think it was because I was focusing on that Morphe shade to get the use out of it, because that one was possible. I'm not too sure how deep these pans are, so I'm not certain how long it'll take to actually use it. But I knew if I concentrated on that Morphe one, I would definitely hit pan this round. I have used in this one a lot of the glitter, which I'm surprised by, because I'm not very much like a sparkle glitter kind of person. I've come to like appreciate those types of formula. Was not like really big on shimmer, to just kind of jump ahead and dive into glitter. It's a little strange, but I do really enjoy these glitters, and those are probably the ones I've used the most in this palette. It's a little difficult to see, but this one I used for New Year's, and it's very pretty. I do have to say I've used the glitters from Tati Beauty. There is a lot of fallout, and that can be quite annoying, but once it's in place, it doesn't really move. I did discover New Year's Eve, though, when I was trying to take it off, that I had glitter like all over my face. That was for me like trying to wipe it and somehow got all over my cheeks. So it can get a little messy, but if you're careful with it, it's actually quite beautiful, and I really do enjoy those. Again, I did only use the Metallic Story shade twice in December, so not a lot of progress done on it at all, but it will be carrying into the January update. Go ahead and clean off my hand and re-swatch the Metallic Story, since it will be carrying in to the new month. I do have a few more eyeshadows than I did previously, because I did receive a couple of things for the holidays. So I'm now at 311 for eyeshadows. It just keeps getting bigger. I don't know what's going on. I promise I'm not trying to do this on purpose. But I am using the Pretty Random app, and I've already input the shades I will be using. I'm going to turn down the brightness because I always forget to do that. It's hard to see the numbers. But there we are, starting at 49. For some reason it always starts out at 49. And we're going to hit it 5 times to see what we got. So, oh, maybe we need a little bit. So 45. 258. Oh, that was too bright. 246. 57. And nice. I just have the Excel sheet on my phone with all my shadows and the palettes they're from. So I'm going to just scroll up to 258 since I was at the bottom of the list, and that is from the Shane Dawson Conspiracy palette, and it's the shade Illuminati. If you saw my intro for my 20 in 2020 project, you know that the Shane Dawson palette has been chosen 3 times for that project, so I'm going to be panning this one way sooner than I. So here is the Conspiracy palette. It is pretty big actually, and it's going to be the shade Illuminati. I have like a Fred hair in there, that dog. So it is this shade right here, this really beautiful, gorgeous green. I also have Not a Fact on the, oh, let me turn it upside down. So I also have Not a Fact, Conspiracy, and Tannic on in my 20 and 2020 project. So it's gonna get a lot of love. But Illuminati is this really pretty, like emeraldy shimmer. And it actually goes really nice with that one from Tati. So that is the shade Illuminati from the Conspiracy palette, $2.58 in my collection. I have a feeling I probably shouldn't let that palette go too far because there's another 200 number. 246. 246 is Just a Theory, and it is also from the Shane Dawson Conspiracy palette. And it's 5 shadows that are from this palette in 2 of my projects. So Just a Theory is this really pretty shimmer right here, and I actually used that a couple times. Really enjoyed it. Go. So 3 shimmers so far. I'm not hating this combo though. I really like that. Would y'all be interested in doing like a look using all 5 of those shadows to see like if I can come up with something using all of them? Let me know in the comments below and I'll try to put something together. And this is definitely not in the Conspiracy palette because it is number 90 all the way up to, keep scrolling, to the Pure Passion palette from Milani. And this one actually is also in my 20 by 2020, which is interesting because that way I can probably like incorporate those other shades in the project. This one right here from the Milani Pure Passion palette, and it's called Afterglow. So this is a newer palette to me. It's a little bit more golden. So I haven't gotten a lot of use out of this one quite yet. So this pan's a little different from my Milani Most Loved Mattes. Like the formula feels just a tiny bit different. But it's another like gold shade, like gold shimmer. It feels like there's some glitter in there as well. I'm gonna clean up my hand because I got some fallout on it from moving palettes around. I've only used this palette a couple of times, but the other shade that's in my other 2020 project is this one right here. So maybe I could do something with the 2 of those. Up to shade 45. It's from the Beauty Superstar Perfusion palette, and it is this shade Poise. So this is the Beauty Superstar like collection. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep calling it a palette because that's essentially what it is. I do have 4 pans already in this one. A couple of them I panned previously and 2 were from this project. But the one that is, I'm just gonna hold it like this because it's so big. It's this shade right here called Poise. And it's kind of like an eyeshadow topper, if I remember correctly. I do have a little bit of a dip in it because I did use it a few times already. And these pans are a little thinner, but you can barely pick it up. It's very iridescent. I wonder if you'll be able to see it actually on my hand. Yeah, it is very sheer. Very much so like an eyeshadow topper rather than an eyeshadow. I'm sure if you pack it on, and I'll definitely give that a try, if you pack it on you can get some pigment out of it, but it's mostly for a topper. So that'll be interesting to see how well that would. The Milani Most Loved Mattes, which is famous in this project. It was the one that I had 3 pans at once going in this project. So here it is again. We did take a little bit of a break from it, but it's back, and it's the shade Fancy Vanilla, which is this one right here. It's a white, like almost creamy shade. I got a lot. See, that formula is way different than the other one. It's a little powdery, but I did pick up way too much, I'm sure. This is a color story for the month of January. We have some shades that are pretty similar. That one you almost can't see. But again, like, I feel like I've gotten pretty lucky with this project because a lot of the shades kind of are cohesive. Like, the color stories make sense. The shade Poise kind of doesn't make sense with this group, but the rest are pretty cohesive, and I think that's pretty lucky on my part. So I think there's a lot that I can do with this group of shades. So that is my 5th update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows projects. Let me know what you think about the color story below, and let me know if you're starting any projects in the new year. I would love to follow and watch them. Other than that, thanks for watching, everyone. See you later. Bye.